Kristen, welcome to Quarantine Cuisine. On this episode, we'll be making psycho chicken. This dish is perfect for a long weekend or when you have a little extra time in your hands, which we all do right now. This is a fun recipe to make where you can act out a classic horror film. Grab your chef's knife, let's get cooking. So for this recipe, you need a whole chicken, some thyme. I'm using fresh thyme, about a teaspoon. If you do not have thyme, this recipe would be great with rosemary, or you could also use sage as well, would be nice in this too. So whatever you have in your garden or whatever you have in your cabinet, feel free to pull that out. We have a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And again, you can use any type of vinegar you'd like. White wine vinegar would be great, a sherry vinegar, or you could maybe use a rice vinegar as well. Again, whatever is in your cupboard, any type of vinegar. We're also going to use a tablespoon of fresh garlic, which we went ahead and used the already minced garlic. If you're going to use fresh garlic, 1 clove is a half a teaspoon. For this recipe, you're going to need a tablespoon. So we'll put a tablespoon of garlic into our vinegar. And we'll add the fresh thyme. And then some salt and pepper go into the mix. And then we'll stir this up. So that's ready to go. Now you want to take your chef's knife and we're going to cut some slits into our chicken. So if you've got stress from homeschooling your children, your spouse is driving you crazy working from home, or you just want to act out your favorite thriller, go for it. So I'm going to take our knife and we're going to put some nice slits into our chicken. Hence why they call it psycho chicken, like the movie. Make sure you get a couple of slits into your legs. This will allow the mixture we just made to sink into the meat and make it nice and flavorful. Okay. Just like that. Now we're going to take our mixture we made and pour it over the bird. We're going to give it a little bit of a massage because we want to get all the flavor, especially that garlic, into these slits. Don't forget the legs and the wings underneath there. This part's a little messy, but it'll definitely be worth it at the end. Now that our bird is completely covered with the vinegar and garlic mixture, you're going to put it into a preheated oven at 325 for about 2 hours, or you want to make sure the internal temperature of the bird is between 165 and 175 degrees. You want to make sure it's cooked. We put our bird on a roasting rack in a roasting pan. If you do not have a roasting rack, you can also use some vegetables to make a little bed for your bird to lay on. I would recommend onion, carrot, celery, some vegetable that's going to be sturdier for your bird to sit on. And since it does take about 2 hours to cook, you want something that's going to hold up in the oven. What's special about this recipe is that within those 2 hours, every half hour, you want to come in and baste your bird with a dry white wine. Today we'll be using a Chenin Blanc and Viognier blend wine. This would be great with Sauvignon Blanc. You could also use a Chardonnay. Again, whatever white wine you have in your cupboard, feel free to use that. For every 30 minutes, you want to make sure you are basting your bird with the juices from the bird and also the white wine as well. Let's put the bird in the oven. So the chicken has been in the oven for about an hour and a half. Every 30 minutes I've been coming in and basting the chicken with our white wine and any pan juices on the bottom of the pan. As you can see, I did end up cooking 2 chickens. I do have a lot of people in my family, so I wanted to make sure to feed everybody, and you know how everybody has their favorite piece. This is also a great thing to do as a cook ahead type of meal. Make a couple of these on the weekends and you'll have leftovers for the week to make other things with. It calls for a half a cup of white wine per bird, so I've already put a full half a cup on both these birds, and then we're going to do another little drizzle. Ooh, it's getting all nice and golden brown. The skin's also getting kind of crispy, which is exactly what we want. I'm going to do about a half of it now, and then it's got a little bit more to cook, about another half hour, and I'm going to check its internal temperature as well. So to check the internal temperature of a chicken or any bird, you want to make sure to get yourself a stick thermometer. They also make digital ones as well, which are great. Again, whatever type of thermometer you have. What you want to do is you want to stick the thermometer in the thickest part of the thigh. So basically between the chicken breast and the little leg, there's a little section kind of in between that's kind of fat and juicy. What we're going to do is we'll just stick that right in there. They recommend you to cook your bird between 165 to 175. This thermometer actually is really nice. It's a meat thermometer, and it actually tells me what temperature chicken should be. This one's closer to 175 to 180 is what they recommend for this thermometer. Temperature says it's about 150, so it definitely needs a little bit more cooking time. I'll put this back in for another half hour and we'll check it then. So we pulled our chickens out of the oven and we let them sit on our counter to cool. They still are a little bit hot, so I'm going to wait to cut into them right before we serve dinner. For this recipe and more, head to our website, broodandboozfood.com. Like us on Facebook and Instagram. If you like this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button here on YouTube. See you later.